Welcome back to Maths with Mrs. J. I'm going to start a short series of videos about expansion. Now, the main rule that we use when we're expanding is called the distributive law. You might meet this around about year 7 in school. A outside of B plus C, and we quite often do these little marks here to remind us, is A times B plus A times C. If you want to see it diagrammatically in terms of area, if you were to have a rectangle that is A wide and B plus C long, you could split that B plus C into a B and a C, couldn't you? Now, this is a rectangle, so its area will be AB. This is also a rectangle and its area, well, it's A by C. But the whole thing put together is A times B plus C. So that kind of shows you why the rule works. Let's go and do some examples now, and I'll show you how it all goes together. So we've got 2 outside of x plus 1. That means 2 lots of x plus 1. So we need 2 lots of x plus 2 lots of 1. So that's going to give us, well, 2 times x is 2x, 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, let's have a look at the next example. We want 3 lots of a minus 5. So that's going to be 3 times a, which is 3a, minus 3 times 5, which is 15. This is a good junction to remind you that whatever sign comes immediately before a term comes with that term as a package deal. So when you're multiplying here, you're really multiplying, and if there's no sign there, it's a plus. What you're really doing is you're multiplying positive 3 by negative 5 and getting a negative 15. So just bear that in mind. It is handy to know that. And in fact, it's very important that you know that so that you don't get your signs wrong when you're doing it. All right, let's have a look at this next example here. So we've got 4a squared outside of 2a minus 1. So we want 4a squared times our 2a and 4a squared times our negative 1. Okay, what's 4a squared times 2a? Well, 4 2s are 8, and a squared times a is a cubed. Then we're going to get minus 4a squared times 1, which is, of course, just minus 4a squared. Right, let's have a look at this one. Now, be careful here. We actually have a negative outside the front and a negative in our brackets, so we need to be ultra careful. Okay, negative 2x times x squared is negative 2x cubed. Negative 2x times negative 5 is positive 10x. Okay, so just be really, really careful with your signs there. All right, now this is probably more like what you would often be working with. Maybe you've got an equation and this is part of the expression on one side that you need to simplify in order to then go ahead and solve. So we've actually got 2 lots of expansion to do here, and then we're going to collect our like terms. So 3 times 2x is 6x, 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. 2 times 5x is 10x, 2 times 2, of course, is 4. Now, when we collect our like terms, we've got a 6x and a 10x. So how many x's do we have? Well, we've got 16 x's. And then our constants, we've got negative 3, and then we're coming up by 4, so that's plus 1. All right, let's have a look at the next one. So again, if doing these little sort of arrowish things helps you, by all means, go ahead and do it, okay? Be really, really, really careful when you have a negative outside your brackets. Okay, 5 times 4x, 20x. 5 times 1 is 5. Negative 6 times x is negative 6x. Negative 6 times positive 3 is negative 18. Putting together our like terms, 20x minus 6x is 14x. 5 minus 18 is negative 13. Okay. Next one, So again, we're going to expand out and be careful. We've got a negative outside and a negative in. So we need to just bear that in mind. 9 times x is 9x. 9 times negative 5 is negative 45. Negative 2 times 2x is negative 4x. Negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6. Now, when we're collecting our like terms, 9x minus 4x is 5x. Negative 45 plus 6 is negative 39. And our last one for this slide, again, we need to be a little bit careful with our signs here, and we're going to have a little bit more simplification required. Negative 3x times x squared will be negative 3x cubed. Negative 3x times negative 1 is plus 3x. So that's that expanded. Now let's work on this one. 2x times x squared is 2x cubed. 2x times 5x is 10x squared. 2x times negative 1 is minus 2x. Okay, let's put them all together. So we've got negative 3x cubed plus 2x cubes. So we've got negative one of them. Let's do our x squared term next. I just like doing them in decreasing powers. And then how many x's do we have? We have 3x, and then we're taking away 2 of them, so we've got 1x. And we've got no constant term there, so we're all done.